I think there are three things that I've always thought about. One is we are motivated by intellectual questions. It's not a case of, well, the Gluck data are there, let's do something with them. It was motivated by an intellectual question, and that really drove us to answer that question. And the same way, when we had this focus on childhood, but yet we said, what about adulthood? The challenge was, can we unite a theory that takes into account both stability and change, and really using this life course paradigm has a way to do that. So start with a good question. Second, we're both incredibly stubborn, which actually it makes it not easy all the time, but we really are stubborn and wanting to find the right answer and not willing to accept the easy path. And third, I think we also have total agreement on high standards. Don't ever take the easy road.
That's a good list. I wouldn't disagree. I mean, the stubborn part sounds funny, but it's really true because I have many memories, going way back to, sitting in an office, whether it be, coding data, looking over the archives in the Murray Center in Cambridge, or John coming out to Illinois when I was an assistant professor in Urbana, Illinois. This big room with output strewn about, just hours and hours, arguing, going back and forth. And in a way, that's very stimulating because there was not yet an answer. So we were motivated by this goal, and when we shared that. And I think maybe the only thing I would add to what John said is that the shared motivation, if you will, intellectual, I don't know, but I think there's a piece of that comes from the fact we also had a shared intellectual context in graduate school of what it was like to be part of a research effort that was sustained and rigorous. We were both trained by Michael Hindelang and others, but Professor Hindelang ran a project that was, I guess one way to put it was it was unrelenting. It was intense, it was intimidating, and we were both trained in that model. So in a sense, I guess maybe in retrospect that we were prepared, right? I mean, we weren't, it was sort of a random event, finding the data, but then in essence, our preparation was there, and then our sort of personalities meshed in these other ways. So, and it was just a lot of fun. That's the other thing to perhaps not forget is that while a lot of work, it's just really interesting. The data were interesting, the Glucks were interesting as people, the debates in the field are stimulating. It's hard to.
And right, and I think it's to underscore, it's a unique collaboration. I don't work with many other people, but typically the other co-authorships I have is you do this part, I do this part, and then there's a weaving together so it's one voice. Rob and I would have this strategy where we would say, okay, one of us would start something, and then we say, okay, I've done what I can, and we have this phrase, give it the line by line. And what that means is everything is subject to change.
Or even book titles.
And,
Oh my God. We would spend hours over a sentence.
Right.
The book title, we won't even tell you how long that took, how many versions we had.
and that's pretty, and then we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there's one paper that went back and forth so many times, I'm embarrassed to tell you. So at the end of the day, I have a hard time pointing to things that I've written that I said that's my sentence, because it's truly a collaboration. And just talking to a lot of other people, people can't believe we've done that, but we've done that from the get-go.